So just some problems that might arise out of the text. Now, as I just mentioned, this is mentioned in Revelation 12, 13, and 17. So I'm just going to go here to Revelation 12. And you can see right in verse 3, it says, "Another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great fiery red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 diadems upon his heads." So if we waltz down to Revelation 13, there is the beast that comes up out of the sea. Verse 1, "Then I stood on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name." So it's mentioned in Revelation 12, it's mentioned in Revelation 13. Now, those of us who have studied Revelation 13 know that it kind of points back to Daniel 7, because it says, "The beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were as the feet of a bear, his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority." So here you have a conglomeration of the beasts of Daniel 7 presented right here in Revelation 13. Now, interestingly enough, if we go back to Daniel 7, there are 4 main beasts there. And if you just count the number of beasts and the number of horns, voila, you have 7 heads and 10 horns. Babylon is 1 head, Medo-Persia is another. Now, Greece has 4 heads.
Right.
Okay. And then the nondescript beast about the papacy, that's 1 head, and it has 10 horns on top of that. So you count them all up, 7 heads, 10 horns. That's there in Revelation 13, it's in Revelation 12, and then Revelation 17. So why is this important? Well, because this presents a problem. Are there 7 heads and 10 horns? Or 28 heads and 40 horns? Now you may be wondering, well, where did that come from? Well, if it's mentioned in 4 chapters, then that means they're either all the same, or once you introduce variation, then, well, you open it up to a potential 28 heads and 40 horns.
Right. And that's a problem.
And that's a huge problem. So the first thing we're going to have to settle is, are these the same heads and the same horns? And I think for consistency's sake, we'd have to say yes. Otherwise, we're trying to solve, wait a minute, 28 heads and 40 horns. Okay. How are we going to solve that problem? And so that is something that presents itself right away, is that, okay, if it's mentioned in all these chapters, then that's the one thing we're going to have to come to grips with. And the moment you open it up to, something else, then that's going to be a problem.